Welcome to Bollywood to Hollywood with Rao Rampilla. Today we have a Tai Chi instructor on our program. His name is Jeremy. Hi, Jeremy.
Hi.
You teach Tai Chi.
That's correct.
Well, what do you mean by, where do you teach Tai Chi?
Where? At CK Chu Tai Chi in Times Square, New York.
So that's the Tai Chi school.
Yes.
And CK Chu is the master.
Yes, that's correct.
And you are the instructor.
Mm-hmm.
How come a Westerner end up embracing a Eastern art like Tai Chi?
Tai Chi has proven itself over the millennia to be a very good health art as well as a very good fighting technique. And I was not too happy with where my health was, so I decided to do the best art that's been invented, so I decided to try Tai Chi.
So what's wrong with your health?
Oh, well, I was just feeling, very run down, very, low energy. This was back, 8 years ago. And so I decided I needed to make some lifestyle changes. And so I decided to add Tai Chi to my life. And it sort of became an occupation.
I heard you had beat cancer with Tai Chi. Is that correct?
Well, it wasn't just Tai Chi. I also used other therapies, but that's correct. I had Hodgkin's lymphoma. I was diagnosed in 2009.
What is that?
It's a very bulky, well, for me it was a bulky tumor of a lymph node that just expanded and, just kept growing as cancers do. And so I went through several rounds of chemotherapy, but through the whole time I continued to do my Tai Chi and just lots of meditation. And it helped with the side effects, and it helped me get through the cancer.
So do you attribute some of the success or whole of this success in treating this tumor and the cancer for Tai Chi, or how?
Oh, yeah. I mean, one of the major side effects of my illness was not being able to breathe.
Wow.
So I had a lot of constraints on my lungs. One of my lungs was almost 3/4 full of fluid. And so being able to breathe during that time and to continue to breathing normally, that's due to the training I was doing beforehand. And I was able to continue breathing throughout. So that was a major asset.
Did you do Tai Chi before this ailment? Or?
Yeah, I had been doing Tai Chi for about 5 years before I came down with it.
When did you started doing Tai Chi?
I started 8 years ago.
And what made you to start?
Well, I think like I said, I wasn't feeling very well, and I think looking back on it, I think that was sort of the beginning of the problem. And I think with the Tai Chi, what helped me to do is sort of put off the cancer, as it were. So I think I was fighting it for a while, and then I managed to contract some pneumonia, and that kind of put me over the edge, and then the cancer sort of took over. But I think for a while I was keeping a nice balance because of Tai Chi, and I think I maybe could have prevented the cancer entirely if I hadn't also gotten pneumonia on top of it. So that was just too much for my immune system.
What is Tai Chi?
Well, Tai Chi is a martial art. We only hear today that it's a health art, but actually it's a martial art first and foremost. It was developed, nobody's sure exactly when. They attribute it to a particular individual about 1,000 years ago who was watching a crane and a snake fight, and he invented the 13 postures that are at the root of the Tai Chi form.
I mean, what's the difference between Tai Chi and other martial arts like Kung Fu or Karate?
Sure.
Like, ooh ha.
Sure. Well, there are two sort of families of martial arts. There's the external form, and then there's the internal form of martial arts. The external form is, what you were doing, the noises and the Kung Fu, a lot of stuff you see on TV, the karate. And what the external forms are is essentially, think of external as someone tells you what to do and you're trying to rebuild the body, trying to make the body tough from the outside in. So you do a lot of like breaking bricks and, maybe breaking bricks on your head and things like that. But and the external arts, they're developed essentially for armies. If you're going to have a group of guys, you need them all to be able to fight the same way and to train together, you're going to do an external art. It's fast to learn, the drill instructor stands in the front and says, do this, do this, do this. So if you go to a karate school today, you might be fighting by the end of the hour. I don't know what you've learned in an hour, but that's the whole point, to get you in and just give you a couple of techniques and just have you go at another person. So that's external art. Internal arts is all about discipline. It's all about self-discipline, and it takes much longer to learn, and it's all about you, the individual, learning the art. The sort of the difference is, in an internal art, I can't make you sing a happy song. You have to want to sing a happy song. You have to want to do Tai Chi and to learn Tai Chi. So it's you have to learn it at your own pace, and you have to do it the best that you can do, and you have to be willing to do it over a long period of time. So that's a little bit of the differences.
So this is not a McDonald's sandwich.
Exactly.
You just have to savor, like a curry.
Right.
Little bit by little bit.
Right.
I usually see this round sign,
Uh-huh.
and then there is off goes this way, off goes that way.
Yeah.
In a curvy manner.
Yeah.
And we see it in a lot of these movies, all the Karate Kid,
Sure.
or Bruce Lee's,
Sure.
Enter the Dragon.
Sure.
Those are different from this, and this symbol, round symbol, has anything to do with any of this?
Yeah, the symbol is very important. So that's the Tai Chi symbol. And most people would say it's, the yin-yang symbol. It's actually called the Tai Chi symbol.
What is yin and what is yang?
You have one side yin, one side yang. The idea is, and then the line down the middle, that's actually Tai Chi. What Tai Chi means is the great polarity. Meaning you have two opposites in the universe. You have yin and you have yang. And there are all kinds of words you can associate with the two, but just think, to be very simple, that day would be yang and yin would be night. Okay, soft is yin and very hard is yang. So you have two polarities. And the reason why it's a symbol for the Tai Chi fighting form is Tai Chi approaches fighting in this way. We want to respond to 1,000 pounds of force with just 4 ounces of strength. So if you were to come at me with 1,000 pounds, I don't want to use any strength against you, because you're probably going to be stronger if you can bring 1,000 pounds of force, right? So there's no way I can match your 1,000 pounds. So all I want to do is I want to yield to your force and redirect your force. So I want to use yin against your yang. Does that make sense?
So if some big man is coming, I just bow down and...
You just get out of the way.
Pull him. Oh,
right?
okay.
Think Bugs Bunny and the bull, right?
Okay.
When the bull charges Bugs Bunny, he's got the cape there, right? What does he do? He removes the cape and there's an anvil there, right? And the bull smacks the anvil, right?
I see.
What did Bugs Bunny do? All he did is get out of the way.
I see.
Okay? So you use that trick.
So if this is a martial art,
Mm-hmm.
How could a person like me or you, we are not fighting, we are not going to war.
Mm-hmm.
And there are a lot of people who don't want to go to war, are against the war,
Mm-hmm.
are against the violence.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to fight in the street.
Sure.
And don't want to offend anyone.
Mm-hmm.
How does Tai Chi help to a common man?
Well, sure. So
woman?
there's a couple of issues there. One, people hear fighting and they back off because they don't want to. They're aggressive and violent. But fighting is just naturally part of being human. Humans are animals, and we often forget that. Whereas if you watch animals in the wild, like young cubs or pups or whatever, they're going to be wrestling with each other. That's just part of training the body. It's the best way to train the body is to wrestle with another human. Then you move the whole body as one piece. You're able to express yourself as the animal that you are. If we just sit at our computers all day being human, we get stiff, we get sick, we get ill. So that's what we mean about using it as a martial art, to test your skill against an opponent. We don't want to go out and fight wars. Wars are for politicians that are out of touch with the rest of humanity. They're interested in power and silliness and getting a bunch of us killed. That's not what martial arts is about. Martial arts is about you becoming the best person you can be. And physically that means you can move the body in the most optimal way. And that means being able to fight.
So people have a conception that Tai Chi means like a slow moving song and dance and like that. Now you are saying to me this is like a martial art,
Yes.
fight.
Yes.
How does that?
Sure. Why do we move slow?
Yeah.
So that's moving slow, first of all, gives a lot of health benefits, and that's sort of where Tai Chi is going. The Tai Chi as a fighting art is sort of disappearing from the earth. Okay, so maybe in 100 years there will be very, very, very few people that know how to use it as a martial art. So let's just get that in the open, that this aspect of Tai Chi is disappearing. But the reason why you go slow is you want to move the body correctly and move it in the correct alignment. You can only do that slowly, right? Just like if you were a pianist, right, and you're going to practice a new piece. You're not going to play it fast right away. You don't know the piece yet. Your body doesn't know the piece yet. You don't know how the piano feels when you're doing that little section. So you take that one section of the piece and you play it really slow, just to make sure that you've got all the notes in the right order, your fingers in the right place, and so on. Then as you become more comfortable with the piece, you can play it faster and faster and faster. Okay, so the same with Tai Chi. I want to be able to move my body correctly in the right alignment, and only by moving slowly am I going to know if my knee's in the right place, my hip's in the right place, and then once I do that over and over for a long period of time, then I want to go really fast. So we do two ends of the spectrum, just like that yin and yang symbol. Really, really slow, and really, really, really fast.
So how does that help a common individual? Even though you're animals, how does that help me? Suppose if I have a knee problem.
Sure.
Or suppose I have a back problem.
Yeah.
Or suppose I have a breathing problem. Maybe I can't focus and concentrate and focus on. So how does that help me? Is it like I can go to the gym?
Sure, you can go to the gym and you'll get some benefit from going to the gym. But the time spent at the gym is not very good time spent.
Why?
If you spend 15 minutes doing Tai Chi, you're doing more for your body because it's a whole body exercise. In Tai Chi, Qigong, Neigong, meditation, you want to put the mind in the body. If you go to the gym and just work out, it's great because you're escaping, right? You turn the tunes on, you maybe lift some weights and whatnot. You're escaping from the world, but you're not using the whole body as one piece, and you're not putting the mind in the body. By which I mean, you're lifting weights, you got the tunes on, you're being distracted, you're being stimulated still. So all day long you're stimulated at work, and then you go to the gym and you get a different kind of stimulation. What the body needs is rest and silence. Okay, and just focusing on the move. So in Tai Chi, we give you a complicated move. We say, do this very slowly, do it as correctly as possible, do this for the next 15 minutes. So for that 15 minutes, you get immersed in that one move. You slow your breathing down. You slow your movements down. You don't think about anything else. There's no loud music. That's how you get the benefit.
That's very hard, isn't it?
It is very hard, especially because we're all overstimulated, and that's that stress of overstimulation. Constantly picking up the phone, constantly listening to music, the subway noise. That's all constant stress. So during the day, we all need this as humans. We just need to sit in the quiet. And that's where Tai Chi practice comes in.
I mean, when I came to Tai Chi class, initially it was my heel pains. Then somebody told me walk like Tai Chi, so the balance is in the Tanxian. So when my heel pains disappeared, so I thought maybe this is helpful to me, so I came to Tai Chi. But I had a back problem. It seems like it helped me, and also my breathing had changed from chest breathing to the diaphragm breathing. Does that happen to everyone, or is it just to me?
Yes. We're in general, people are hyperventilators, meaning they breathe from up here. They breathe from the chest. People when you get stressed, you get older, you breathe more shallow, you breathe further up in the body. What you want to breathe is you want to breathe from the diaphragm. Don't move the chest at all. Just expand. When you breathe in, just expand your belly. When you breathe out, contract your belly.
So Tai Chi
That's
helps
the correct
it.
breathing. That's how we breathe in Tai Chi.
And
absolutely.
how that affect the back problem? Is it posture?
Well, if you breathe correctly, you're actually massaging your spine from the inside, right? You like getting a massage, right? You've been doing a massage, that feels really good. Well, just think, you could breathe, and every moment you breathe, you're massaging that lower back where a lot of people have stiffness and pain. So you can constantly be massaging yourself just by breathing correctly. Deep breathing is the most effective, the simplest health and healing exercise people can do. While you're watching TV, while you're at the computer, all throughout the day, breathe from the diaphragm rather than up here, and you'll get some benefit.
I mean, a lot of older people have problems with knee problems, knee pains or ankle. There are exercise for that also in Tai Chi?
Yep. Tai Chi done correctly will fix your knee. Unfortunately, a lot of people do Tai Chi incorrectly, so they make the knee worse. The very simple rule on that is keep your knee over your toe. That's it.
Oh. So I have been hearing a lot of things from the doctors who had documented positive results of Tai Chi practice in the American Journal of Medicine and other things. Does it help people with diabetes?
Yep. It helped because Tai Chi is a whole body exercise, and it helps the whole body become aligned so that Qi flows better. It helps with all diseases.
What is Qi?
Qi is an electromagnetic force in the body. Everybody has Qi. Okay, and Qi, a very simple demonstration of Qi is if I hold up my hand and I tell my finger to move, that's Qi. So it's that bioelectrical force in the body that helps us to move. Okay, if we didn't have Qi, we'd be dead. Okay, so all living things have Qi. That's what's
so I
animating.
have Qi, and you have Qi, and
everybody has Qi.
And the flowers have Qi.
Maybe when they were alive. Now these are not real flowers. They don't have Qi.
Well, what does it do for sex? Do I have a better sex?
Yes, you have better sex if you're in better shape and you have more energy and you feel more comfortable with you, then your interaction with another person is going to be better. So if you're feeling better, you're healthy, you're going to treat other people differently. Right? If you're diseased and you're unhappy, right, you're going to growl, you're going to snap at people, you're going to feed into the negativity in the world, right? Whereas if everyone was healthy, everyone would be happy and there'd be less friction in the world. So the same with your sexual partner. If you're happy and you feel great about yourself, you're going to be willing to respond and feel the other person's need and to address them accordingly.
And does Tai Chi have a viewpoint about sex?
What do you mean?
I mean, it's like animals. We can have sex.
Yeah, exactly. It's a natural part of life. So it's not like in the Christian tradition or anything where there's shame involved. No. Sex is just part of.
So it's like food.
Yeah, sex is like food, and so like what do you need in life? You need to brush your teeth. You need to clean. Take a shower. You need good food. You need good sex. You need good exercise, and that's Tai Chi.
So Tai Chi is a way of life in a way.
Yeah, you could say that.
So there are other forms of this kind of exercises or ancient ones, especially coming from the East. There is yoga. What's the benefits of Tai Chi vis-a-vis yoga? Which one is more beneficial or helpful?
I guess I would argue that Tai Chi is more beneficial simply because it's more encompassing. I mean, with yoga, you have the meditation, you have the stretching, you have the deep breathing that we've been talking about, but you're not going to get any defense applications. You're not going to be training to respond to other people in any way. And especially the way yoga is taught in this country, it's a lot about overstretching particular areas of the body. Tai Chi, we don't want to overstretch. We want to be able to give you the body that will respond to life. So that when you're walking down the street, you twist an ankle, you're just going to bounce right back. You're not going to sort of fall into it like an overstretched rubber band, as it were. So Tai Chi makes you a better, more complete you.
And this Tai Chi, whoever has invented, I don't know, is it just observing the animals?
Well, that was part of it, but it was also sort of the accumulation of experience in fighting, what works in a fight. And the people, the old masters like Yang Cheng Fu, C.K. Chu, they would watch a fight and they would say, okay, this works, that doesn't work. So they would synthesize it and you come up with a training program that makes very good fighters. Master Chu often says, I'd rather have you have one sharp knife than 12 dull ones. So he could teach us a lot of different forms and a lot of different moves, but grasp a bird's tail works very good. That's the first movement you learn in the Tai Chi form. Grasp a bird's tail, by the way, is very famous because when the first person made Tai Chi public, his name was Yang Lushan, he decided to just use grasp a bird's tail in a tournament, and he beat everyone. So just using that one move, he beat all the people that challenged him in China. This was the early 19th century.
So how many moves are there?
How many moves in the Tai Chi form? There's 13 basic postures. And in the short form, there's 65 moves because some of them are repeated.
What is a short form for the audience? Sure.
The short form is a combination of the moves. It's sort of a choreography. That's why people think it's a dance, because we take some fighting moves and we do them in sync. So we sort of think of the Tai Chi form as like a musical piece. And each movement is maybe a phrase in that piece. And there's some sections that are repeated are sort of like the melody that comes back in every once in a while.
And Master Chu, he came from China,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And he learned this art in China from his ancestors. Was it passed on to generation?
Master Chu doesn't claim a lineage, and what that means is some teachers, it used to be taught in a family style. You would go and live with your master for about 20 years, and then you would go out, and then you would have somebody live with you for 20 years. So people would say that, I lived with so-and-so, and they'd be adopted into the family. Well, that's kind of fallen apart. So now Master Chu sort of teaches university style. He has a series of tests. If you can pass the test, you get certified, you can go teach. Okay? He himself learned from a variety of teachers. He was doing mixed martial arts as he grew up. Today, mixed martial arts is very common. But back in the 40s, when Master Chu was coming of age, it was very uncommon.
What is a mixed martial art?
That's where he learned Buddha fist, he learned judo, he learned Tai Chi, he learned all sorts of, he wanted to learn all the martial arts. Usually you just learn one style from your ancestors, whereas he learned all kinds of styles. So he was able to figure out, well, which is the best, and he decided Tai Chi is the best, so he stuck with that.
So I think he put a DVD how teaching this form. Can we play the DVD showing how he was?
Yes.
So we'll have this some of his
Sure.
postures and positions.
How are we doing? Okay.
One, extend both hands. Forward. Step
So,
hand first, then
can
foot follow.
one
Finger
learn
downward.
from these DVDs? Are, I mean, it's America now, right? So you can watch it on TV or a DVD and sit at home and practice Tai Chi, couldn't we?
No.
Well, why not?
No, sorry to say. And there are a lot of people that are selling DVDs, and DVDs are big. You can go on Amazon. There are hundreds of Tai Chi books. Learn Tai Chi in 5 minutes a day and blah, blah, blah. You need a teacher. And here's why. You need to be able to do Tai Chi correctly to get the maximum benefit. You can simulate it, and when we do, we teach free Tai Chi classes in Bryant Park during the summer. And after the class, we'll do the form, students, and people will follow along, and they'll feel, oh, I did Tai Chi today because I followed some guy in the park. That's not really doing Tai Chi for a couple of reasons. One, if you just mimic somebody on the tape, like if we have a tape here and we're looking at Master Chu and we're going to mimic what he's doing, then what am I doing? I'm just monkey see, monkey do. Whereas remember what I told you before, it's an internal art. I have to do the move the way that I am doing the move. Do you understand? I can't do the move the way you're doing it. You understand? So if you're going to do it at a certain pace, that's because that's the pace you're doing it today. That might not be my pace.
I see.
Okay? The other big thing is you have to do the alignment correctly.
What is an alignment?
Alignment means, like I mentioned before, in order to get your knee in the right place, it has to be over your toe. Now, you might think it's over your toe, but to an outside objective observer, I can see, no, it's not over your toe. Okay. So until you learn that alignment for yourself, you can't do it on your own. So you have to come to a class where a qualified instructor can say, your back's out of position, your arm's out of position, your knee's out of position, and they keep telling you that over and over and over again until finally you adopt the correct posture for yourself. And then your body's going to change over time. So, for example, we spend a lot of time fixing your back.
Okay.
Okay? So we want your back to curve in a certain way by doing Tai Chi training. Your back, and that's going to be a gradual process.
A lot of people arch their back.
Right. That's the natural part. So during Tai Chi, we want you to eliminate the arch in your back. When you eliminate the arch in your back, that aligns the energy better. Okay? Now that's going to be a process that you're going to go through. It might take you 3, 5, 10 years to really fix your back, but then the whole time you get benefit, the whole time your energy will flow better. But you need an instructor to help you with that alignment.
So that's why when they teach horse stand, they say
To lean forward at
lean
first.
forward,
Yep. Yep.
and also don't keep this knees over the toes.
Yep, exactly.
So you need somebody to watch over.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, there are a lot of things about Tai Chi, medicinal uses. If anyone could go on internet and Google it. What is the real relevance of Tai Chi today in this modern America, in the 21st?
I think very, very simply put, we are under toxic assault more than ever in human history. You know, our environment is very polluted. We're stressed all the time. Our food lacks minerals, it lacks vitamins, it may have all kinds of contaminants. The only way that we can handle this is if we move a lot. And so if you're going to move, you want to move correctly, and Tai Chi teaches you how to move correctly. That's why it's so beneficial today, and that's why it's so relevant.
Oh, man, we are moving. I mean, it's naturally, when we are born, we learn to move, right? So what's wrong?
We do move a little bit, but as our obesity rate increases, it's evident that we're not moving enough.
So how does Tai Chi help to reduce the obesity?
Well, we teach people to move correctly, and once you start to learn Tai Chi and you start to get in tune with your body, you start to figure out, hey, I need to be eating the correct things, or I need to stop eating these things. Because one of the big mysteries about obesity and nobody wants to talk about is it's largely due to the chemical additives in the food. So it's not because the individual is eating the wrong stuff, although that may be part of it. It's that there are certain chemicals in the food that just induce us to gain weight. So we have to come in tune with our bodies to say, okay, I just need to eat just these kinds of foods, not these over here. Okay? But people have to want to do that. You can't force them to do that. So if they would want to, Tai Chi will help them to realize that if you want to be healthy, there's a way to be healthy, and we can help you to do that.
And there is a World Tai Chi Day coming up, right?
There is.
On April 28th.
April 28th, yes.
And we have an event in the Bryant Park to celebrate that in New York.
Yep, from 11 to 2, everyone is welcome. So come on down to Bryant Park, learn some Tai Chi, learn some Qigong, learn what Tai Chi is all about.
Thank you for watching this episode of Bollywood to Hollywood with Ram Pilla. Until the next episode, goodbye.